Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to... What's this doing here again? Right. Back to some main stuff. Believe it or not. Finish these statues. That's the plan. Oh, look at that. My fancy buttons now. We're talking upgrades here, people. Check it out. We have a zoom. Isn't that something? And we have the full face cam, right? That. Need to shave better. There we go. That's not why we're here. Just little conveniences. We're finishing these guys. We should finish them tonight. There's not that much left to do. Maybe we can start talking about what thinking about doing next stream. I got a certain package in from Archon Studios finally for a very popular real-time strategy game that is not Warhammer, but very closely related. Turns out this game also has Space Marines in it. It's not totally obvious which one it is I'm talking about by now. And I'd like to put some paint on some of those guys, but I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, which faction it is I want to start out with. Alright, this places in some kind of order. I think the last thing that we were doing the metallics. We were doing the silver. I just put the first base coat on the sword. I think I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to do anything else with it. I think I was going to do a copper on this band of metal around the outside, actually. How does this look when I do this? Oh, that looks so good. Okay, think about doing like a band of copper around the outside here. It's actually working way better than I thought it was going to, so yippee, hooray me. How do you feel about that? Wow. If I actually move it in. Deep. Sorry, spent some time messing around with everything in the background, and it seems to have paid off a little bit for me. Invest time in the things that you love. But that's enough yapping. Let's get paint. We just put the base coat on the sword. We were using lead belcher, so we're going to pick up where we left off with more lead belcher. I think I'm going to do the chains around the waist, and we'll do the little holder thing in gold. The reliquary holder, this little box right here, that one in gold. Some solid palette. Should be good. I've been looking into getting a camera upgrade over what I'm currently using that should drastically improve the quality of the image, at least for what's being painted on the table. It'll double as a fantastic photo taking camera too for all the other things that I end up posting online. So we have good times ahead. go back and do one more coat of the silver, just for funsies. Right inside this little tuck is the statue. Start to pick on the chains now. I've given it some thought, and it doesn't feel like too much silver to do the chains. Silver, so that's what we are going with. It breaks up the model very nicely. And it keeps that statue color from washing everything else out. You're going to lose too much detail if everything is one uniform color without great shading and contrast with highlighting. Unless that's what you're looking for, then you really can just straight up do it all and leave it in the statue color, and it had been done where we were previously. But I want to make it pop out just a little bit more. These are going to spend more time on the table than most of the models I'm going to put on the table, so goes all the way around his waist, painting all these little chain links. We might be able to get away with just one coat of the silver, but we'll probably do a second one anyway. There's no harm in it. Painting some relatively light coats here, so we're not losing any detail. I've turned him over now, I can definitely see some spots that I have missed. And look at that, that looks pretty good. Do the other side. So what's found is the small details like this that collectively really make a model look good. All the little rivets, all the little chain links, everything that you paint. If you do them all, it comes together for such an amazing result. So, we have our silver done here. I'm satisfied with how that looks, really. And we will do it again on the other model in the opposite direction. You know what? Maybe I do keep it more zoomed in. I just need to make sure that I'm actually staying inside the shot. Belt on the back side. You're just cranking along. Okay. Alright, we look very nice with those silver details painted. I think at some point I might have accidentally scraped a little bit of paint off the blade here. See? Absolutely horrible looking image. I can't wait to not paint like this cream stuff anymore. Light colors are something that this seems to have a super hard time with. Hold on one second. So it never really seems to matter what I do, it always comes out like very bright, very washed out. So let's get going. We'll go back to our gold again. Get some more gold to go and finish up. No. You want to buy some War Machine? I know someone who's been getting rid of a lot of it lately. It's me. Say, there is something else I've been thinking about, though. But it's for another time. Don't tell anybody. It is good to hear from you, though. I'm glad you're still alive out there. Some great feeling. I'm going to we're going to do the reliquaries in gold, and I'm going to paint the corners of the books in gold as well. Actually considering going to our friendly local game store on Saturday to mess around with that a little bit. So they were having a demo day, and I thought it would be interesting to show up and play a little. I goofed around with it a little bit on Tabletop Simulator. Don't tell my Warhammer models I cheated on them. They were there watching the whole time. Who were like, who am I kidding? They liked it. They liked it. We do the hilt in gold too. The blade guard, pommel, whatever. I don't care what it's called anymore. You know what I'm talking about. The thing that keeps the other guy from cutting your fingers off your hand when he drags the sword across your blade. Yeah, I think so. I think we do. You can't tell, but it's gold. It's gold. I think we're good with our gold there. Yep, so we'll do some more on this guy, the exact same stuff. So the only piece of War Machine I have that I care to keep was the most recent starter set they did for Khador. It's all resin. Check and see that the camera is actually lined up with it so close like this. You know, something I considered doing. It might sound a little crazy, but hey, try to put some laser dots or something like that on the camera that are just out of view of what you see. That way I know exactly where to line the model up so everything's in shot. Tell me that's not a genius idea, huh? Just gotta get used to having lasers in my eyes all the time. Reliquary. Let's go and touch a little bit more of it up. It's a Put a light on some of these spots. Good. Clean that brush off. I think I want to do one or two more little details in silver, so I'm going to switch back over to that really quick. I have kind of looks like a lock for the book. I'm going to do that in silver. Not the skull though. I like it. Okay. Mentioned in a previous stream that I was going to be doing the book in red, and I think I'm going to stick to that, so we're going to base coat it in corn red. Sorry, nice little itch right there. And we will do a little bit of edge highlighting here on our red that we're going to be painting. So base coating with corn. Once we do done base coating the book in corn red, we're going to wash it with non-oil. And when we have the non-oil out, we're going to go over all the silver. And after we do that, we'll hit the golds, the Retributor armor with Reichland Flesh Shade. Need a lot of corn. Brush. We'll paint the book. Use the hook on the brush to avoid the fingers. Bit of the inside of the book. Oh. I'll be using these statues a lot for taking pictures of the models, and it would just be so embarrassing to have a part of the shot unpainted. Yikes! Me, unpainted models? Never! I'll hold this up to the other statue and we'll get a look at how it looks painted red. I think it looks pretty good. That's without any washing or highlighting done on it, so while that coat dries, we'll go and apply one to the other model. Very careful. Already painted over some of that silver, that's okay. Still in the palette, so just come back and clean it up. You can probably use a second coat to begin with. Alright, looks good. Go back and do one more little coat, some touching up on the previous one. Definitely see some spots where the coat was a little uneven, but that's okay. It usually happens with corn red. Touch our edges up. Let that dry. And go back for the second coat on the second statue. Trying real hard to get into this super small area here, but I can't see it without painting over everything else. That's okay. As long as we're not making a mess of the statue itself, it'll be okay. Because recovering and painting all the colors that went into the statue, that's going to be a lot more pain, a lot more time consuming, a lot more difficult to do. So dry brushed. This is me going back in with the lead belt to touch up some of the silver detail. Clean up where I got some corn red on it, and to just apply a second coat. Okay. On the side. Right, and we're good. I notice he has a little piece of what looks like a bookmark hanging out over the top, or the tongue of the book. What do we do that in? We'll do it in white. We'll base it in Wraithbone. And then we'll highlight it with white scar, or AK white. There we go. Fortunately, it's a raised detail, make it really easy to paint it. do not base coat in white because there's nowhere to go up from there. Brush off. And now we can look into doing, actually do one more metallic base coat. I did want to do a ring around it. Have some bronze. We'll get in this gold. Balthazar. And Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher brass. There we go. That a good mix. Work probably a pretty good amount of this onto the palette. Hopefully I don't have to pull any more from the pot. Just gonna trim around this. This is looking very gold though. It did say brass, I wanted bronze, but that's okay. It's just something slightly different to break up the colors that we have going on. Brush out. Definitely looking at a second coat here. I put too much water on my brush, unfortunately. Watered that down a bit. This I'm going to be shading with the silicon gray. I do it with something like Reich Flesh Shade, then it will end up coming out looking way too much like Retributor armor. On going around it, as the previous coat should be dry enough to apply a second one. See how nice and bright and shiny it is. How could you almost forget again? Cannot believe it. But thank you for joining. Yeah, check out the zoom. Fancy, huh? You can see everything. Every little detail. Every small minutia of my imperfection. But now I can see it too, so it's not that bad. Would like to make it a little less grainy, but I think that's in my capabilities right now. So welcome to the stream. Welcome back, I should say. Welcome back. Cranking along through this tonight. Hopefully, more than likely going to get done with both of these statues tonight. So that'll be very exciting stuff. Will not be brushing my varnish on these guys. They'll just be getting their clear coat out of a rattle can. No transfer decals either. Alright. I think that's good. Looking alright. I do, I like the brass. The brass looks really nice. Almost looks like a trophy. Like a small little trophy. Love that so much, I think I'll do it a second time. I'm definitely going to have to get more paint onto the palette for this. Thank you so much for being here and helping me grow. I appreciate every view, every comment, every chat. All of it. I can feel it when you or anybody talk about me. My ears burn. It hurts. Yes. Thank God. Oh, did you? You did. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for your Prime, Amazon Prime subscription. I greatly appreciate it. FF. It's Ace. Good Lord. Trying to think of some things to do to make everything look a little bit better. I mentioned it previously, not sure if you were here for that. Considering getting an actual like camera to use for streaming. These webcams, they're alright, you know, they get the job done for the most part, but I want you guys to feel like you're in there. You know what I mean? I want you to see the model as I do. Then I could probably do for some better lighting on the face cam as well. I'm looking pretty work meeting right now. I think I already have the lights, I just haven't bothered to set them up. Have to find some more real estate on the painting desk, which is already at a premium. Putting my little control deck thing up here. Oh, what a mortgage that was. I am looking forward to being able to eat again, though I'll tell you what, I've been losing so much weight lately, I'm withering away. I have good friends that haven't seen me in a while coming forth and asking, they said, "Where's the rest of you? I'm trying to find it. Where'd the rest of you go?" Right, definitely need more paint on my palette. I need to figure out what's going on with my alert notification sounds and everything. Maybe they're not loud enough. I can't hear them. I have to look and see when anything happens. It's only a little annoying. Just a little annoying. Not happy about it. Thanks for asking. Shouldn't smear any of this on the model. We'll go around for the second. A little quicker this time, so we're just doing this in the second coat. Lobbing this stuff on. to the front again, I can see the light at the end of the long brass tunnel. I think about painting little rings like this, and I remind myself of my Baneblade. The nearly 100-something rivets that had to be painted. Now that was a good time. Okay. Oh, is that right? Yeah, no. No, this is not officially a licensed product. Don't tell my mom. Keep it a secret. Okay. We can go to washing now. We'll put our shading on these bad boys. We will start with the Reichland Flush Shade. We're good on the dust it off just a little bit, actually. Try to apply any of this wash. Just want to make sure we're good to go. Don't want any little hairs or anything like that to get in here. Right. Get the Reichland Flesh Shade first. Run this over the golds. I love the way that this color comes out, such a nice warm rosy gold. Around the reliquary. Right into those details. I love it so much. Look points. Blade guard. And the halo. Backside. It did. Don't mock it, alright? You know how I feel about these things. Don't make me crash out on stream, please, for the love of the Emperor. Alright, now we can do the Achilles. Don't be the one that makes me dig. As fast as I without putting my hands in it as I do. It's a really brings out all those nice gold details. See all the feathers and the bill and wings. I mean, honestly, I don't really know how I'm going to recover from painting both of these statues, especially if I finish them both tonight. While I live. Thank you for being here to witness this. As these statues ruin me. Almost as dramatic as Q&A. Use it 5. Find me in the tabloids. Man dies painting Warhammer statues. Tragic. But I think I'm back into being another one of those weird lulls again, where it's like there'll be nobody for a little while, and then suddenly a whole bunch of people again. She's a fickle beast, and it's alright. Like I said, I'm just here to paint stuff. Whether or not anybody's here to watch it, there's no difference to me. I'd appreciate it though. Hey, I like having you here. Okay, we have our gold washed now. We got the nice rosiness to it. You know, maybe it's really hard because there's so many different ones that this technically applies to. And like it's a toss-up between like what are people most likely to click on because they're interested in the topic of what you're doing, or what category has such an insane amount of people viewing it that that's the one that you go to because it's close enough to what you're doing. To find people who just don't happen to see what you're doing and might be interested in it, and may not have been looking for this specifically, but found what they were looking for here regardless, as far as like just talking to someone or yapping up, saying. So it's hard. And just don't know, man. That's what it comes down to. Just a boy. Let me. I gotta find. Here, this silicon gray. Like, I think there's one for tabletop games or something like that. I'm not really actually playing the tabletop game. There's an arts and crafts category too, but it has very low like count on it. And I mean, the more entertaining aspect of this is less me painting the model, unless that's what you're really here for, in which case, good, I'm so happy I do that for you. And more Me, just an idiot on camera. Just to have a thing for Warhammer and any such miniature things. I do need to spend some more time studying, reading, and working on all of this on my setup. Production could be a lot better. I should have a light over there. I should have another one right behind me. Makes this look a little bit better. I need to mess with the video quality of the camera, if not get a completely new one. I could probably really mess around with the microphone and make it a little better too. There's so much that could be done. All things in good time. So this is the Basilicanum Gray. Comes off a little dark. It's a little strong. I'm gonna run it down on the palette a little and thin it out a smidge. I don't want to completely drown. It's brass and black. Like that right there, that was terrible. Silicanum is not working with us right now. That's alright. If we're really feeling it, we can just come back and highlight the rivets. Bring some of that sheen back. We do kind of want it to look a little bit dirty, but this might be a little bit much. For some reason, I remember Basilicanum Gray being a lot more gray and a lot less. There's just a black ink on it. How thick that is. Oh! Oh, nice! Welcome to the stream. Hope you spend the whole 20 minutes here. Happy to have you. We're working on some terrain that I'm kind of ruining a little bit right now, but that's okay. You hanging out at a game store, or are you trying to... Are you doing something online? Talk to me about it. Tell me about it. What are you playing? What are you running? Competitive? Casual? I know it ain't Crusade, not no more. That's for tusked wings, by the way. You mark who I am speaking to directly. It's like this is a little more thinned down and doing way better on this model than it was on the other statues, so it's okay. As long as it's consistent across the model itself. It doesn't have to be the same between models. We're looking a little grungy, a little dark. That's good. That's good. I like it. Put the Basilicanum away. And the last thing we're going to do for the washing and the recess shading is the Nuln Oil. Slap that on our silvers, and we'll put it on the corn red as well. Water onto the brush. It's a nice mix. I think it's almost time for a new non-oil bottle. I'm gonna go over the Nuln, over the lead belcher. Not tip the bottle. It's a little scary. Sword. We just kind of want to tent the sword, and we are going to run some of it right down the blade. Kind of darken up the center of it just a smidge. That looks good right there. Can I get a decent image, please? Thank you. Like, look at this. It's so miserable, right? Ugh. I can't wait to be done with these things. They might actually break. The non-oil getting into the chain links is always such a nice touch. And actually differentiate them from each other again. It to shore up what didn't get shaded when we painted the wraithbone of the actual statue as well. You get this little detail on the book. And the actual book itself too. Hello. Fill out those lines. And darken up the cornbread even more. So when we do a little bit of highlight with some Fiston red and some Evil Sun scarlet, it'll look so good. Right, I think we're good with the lead belcher. Statue number 2. We're still shading around with Nolan oil right now. Getting a good little bit in the center of the blade. Doesn't seem to work. Dab it like that very quickly. Yeah, that looks good. That's what I wanted to do. side too, of course. And then the book. Between those fingers. And don't forget the edges. Alright, and we're good with the washing. I think the last thing that will be done is our highlight. So we're going to take Stormhost Silver. We still have... Oh my god, you were so right. What was I thinking? I have one of those. One of those things. Hold on. Me reading that made me so thirsty all of a sudden. Inflicting great pain upon me. Stormhost Silver. You're going to be highlighting the lead belcher with this color. Once I find it. Once I find it. Ah, here we go. And this will be really nice on all of the silver details. Bring a lot of brightness back to them. I always get like so much Stormhost Silver on the palette, and I don't ever want all of it. Okay. Oh, I will. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. We're just going to go over the tops of the center rings for this. And we'll edge highlight the inside of the blade. As well as where it is broken. There isn't really much of an edge on this side, but we're going to do that too. And along that part of the blade. Just being very quick here, very lazy. R is silver highlighting. Look at that, it pops. Get our back details. That's our silver. Do the other guy. down chain. Block. We're good on the silver there too. And look at us go, we're killing it. Get that brush off real quick. We'll go back to the scroll crusher brash that is still on the palette. And we're going to highlight the rivets with it. That we washed with the silicanum. So bring back some of that brightness on them. Outstanding. I love the way that pops. Cut back to the retributor armor that is still on the palette. Do an edge highlight with our retributor on the gold. Very quick one, very light one. Not going to go too crazy on certain details like the wings, for example, and the Achilles. Do not feel like edge highlighting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 kilos worth of feathers and wings. I'll be just fine without that on terrain of all things. I like a good looking piece of terrain, but woo! That's a lot. Okay. It's the retributor. So we're just gonna around the tops, and that's it. Two, 4. Six. Want that big hair on that brush. We'll do a little highlight along the top of the reliquary. Some on the edges of the books here. And we'll just trim along the top of the halo. And a little bit along the inside too, so we're feeling pretty great today. Right. That will be getting some Stormhost Silver on it too. So we'll be back to that. Another one. reliquary again. Tickle the books. Blade guard. Top of Halo. Side edge. Okay. Our brush a good wash. Pull that Stormhost silver back up. We'll zoom in for this one because I can do this now. Look at that, ain't that fun? We're just gonna touch some of the gold tails up here. This one, little dots. Sit for the gold. Same thing on the other guy. Just a little dot on the reliquary. Just a little something to give it some visual interest. Wish we could get him focused, that would be wonderful. And a poke around on the top. Alright. Trying to think of what else we can do here that will add a little bit more to this model. Well, we could do, that's right, we are going to edge highlight the bookmark up there with white. We did base coat that with Wraithbone. We could also paint the skulls, but maybe that'll be overdoing it just a tad. But it would look really cool. Just gonna bust out the UNC for this one. Make sure I get that really small, nice sharp tip. Should look at the zoom in on this too, why not? There we go. My white totally got washed out by the white. Also need to do the edge highlighting on the book too. Forgot about that. So we'll bust out the fist on red This will be our edge highlight on corn red washed in Nuln oil. Bring some of that brightness back to it again. This problem with Piston every time. It's always drying in the dang dropper tip. I have to find my poker. Hold on one moment. Thanks, yeah. They're looking really, really good. They're gonna look a lot better here soon when I actually finish them. If I can finish them. Just putting the edge highlighting on the books themselves, and just kind of picking at whatever details I can think to do after that. I don't know. But we're very close to the point of, like, less is more. You do too much more, then you're just going to get, like, way out of hand, super complicated. You know, your terrain's going to look better than most people's models already do, and that's a bit much. So I'm going to keep riding with the Kolinsky for this. This stuff is very runny. Yeah, I don't like that. But welcome back, Derpits. So you pronounce it right. Correct me if I'm wrong. That goes for anybody. I think I just got a whole bunch of medium with that the first time around. Our edges here. Just on red. And we will very carefully trim along the whatever these etchings are in the book. And can't forget the massive gouge in it. Highlight along that too. It's kind of at the point now where you get goofy with it. Hard to see. There you go. Look at that highlight. Got the paint right. Go back to the ski. This is just medium picked up again. What is going on with this piston red? I just painted my light. Yeah, hold on. This is just going to be a nuisance until I just give up and mix this stuff back up again. You're referring to what colors to use for the highlights, or what gets highlighted? Where it's a highlight. I mean, it depends on what kind of highlighting it is that you want to do, how complicated you want to get with it. Like I dry brushed a lot of the highlights on the actual statue itself, all over it. As for why I'm actually painting the highlights onto the book, whatever I want to appear more detailed, I guess is it. What has the most show will determine where and how it is that I highlight it. Like if I'm just trying to keep it brain dead simple, usually only highlight the top most facing parts of the miniature. So like just up here would be where I would highlight if I just want to keep it easy. Because that's where this, the light, the sun, or whatever is going to be hitting the model from directly above. I'm trying to paint it more in Games Workshop style. They, and most miniature painters and everything, many painting companies will do it like this too, where they will highlight every single edge, regardless of what direction it's facing, because it is the best way to show off all of the different details. It's usually how I do all my special characters and everything like that. That way you can see every little bit. No detail left behind. I will go just one more little extra file. We'll get the Wazdaka Red. Go. This will be the last. How long have we been going for? Woo, almost 2 hours. This will be the last color that we do here, and I might call them, both of them, done after this paint. This will be used to highlight the book as well. There we go. I am having such a bad time with all of these reds. They all to dry tip. It's always the reds. Only the reds. Nobody else. There's a whole bunch of different techniques and everything too that you can use to determine where your light can come from and everything. Some people do camera tricks and everything like that. It's just depending on the kind of painting that you're doing. Like things I've done before, for example, I have taken models and stood them somewhere and turned off the rest of the lights in the room so there's no visual interference with it, and put a light directly above it facing down so you see all the shadows and everything, and taking a picture of it from straight forward, straight on. Then going into taking that image, going to Photoshop, and grayscaling it so you can see where all the light is hitting the model, and anywhere dark is going to be where your shadows are at. And then just printing that out, putting on the computer or whatever on your phone, and transposing that onto the miniature. So you paint all your highlights, all your bright colors, and everything like that, wherever the light portions of the image are, and then down above. But you could also do zenithal priming is another way to do that. So, you just hit the whole thing with a neutral gray tone, then you do black from below, directly below with a black primer, and then from directly above with a lighter gray or a white if you're feeling really, really bold. So, yeah, it does. Takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. But I mean, if you've just been painting miniatures long enough, it does kind of come naturally to you. Like, oh yeah, this is where the light is going to hit it. And most models are kind of made with that in mind too. So there could be a lot of surfaces to work with that just kind of like beg you to put highlights and everything. Like I love this whole ridged area right here. It just looks so good. These skulls, the way they caught the dry brush on the way down, so good. And this cloak in the back, that's not shadow. That's how the shading and the wash and everything hit the model. It looks so nice. It's rich. Okay, what are we doing? Right. Wazdaka. And this we're just gonna do on the very top, like we just discussed. Just along the top. Just a smidge down the side. Pick out some of our hard cornered details towards the top too. Fighting this focus forever. There we go. So you can see the Wazdaka. Just along the top. Very thin. Side here. And, into the edges. But there's no written law. You can do whatever you want. Highlight things however you like. Do it in reverse. Highlight the shadows. Darken the uppermost surfaces. Throw people for a loop. Come to think of it, that's not something I've seen before. I wonder what that would look like. Probably really bad. Or really good. Who's to say? The saying goes, the devil is in the detail. And as you continue to add more and more of it, you will achieve really, really nice results. All the little dots and the highlights there. All the little bits. I could probably do some more down here, but trying to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Like the Castellan, it really is like the devil is the detail. Every little bit. I love the way the plasma looks so much. That looks so good. It came out so well. So bright. Alright. So next week, I'll probably be doing some of whatever this stuff is. I don't know. I'm told it's been around for a long time. You know, I kind of played the absolute crap out of it for almost the entirety of my youth. Recognize that, might be in for a good time. I don't know. We'll see. But these statues, c'est les fin. I'm feeling pretty good about it. You know, we can even set them up next to the Black Templar. He almost fits right in, really. Look at him. Magnifique. But, ooh, hold on here. We can use this one now. That's all the time I have for tonight. I'm very hungry, and I am satisfied with where we are on the paint job. Look how big these things are. You know, actually, here, you know, that's a pretty good look of it. Come to think of it, just check it out. See, hold that for me, would you? Thanks. That looks pretty good. I'd say. I have 2. Join me next week. Probably be painting StarCraft. Maybe. I don't know. See how many I have to put together. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if you hate me. Think I did a bad job? Tell me about it. Think I could do better? Tell me about that too. There's always room to grow, room to learn. That's why we're here, right? 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesdays. And I've cleaned the area, so maybe the table is coming back, and if the table comes back, that means the games are coming back too. That'll be on Sundays. If I get particularly motivated, I might do some painting on Sunday too, so you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I appreciate you. Hey, you know, every little effort is fantastic. Thank you for being here. Just that you showed up, that you came, means so much to me. That's all I could ever ask for. Don't make me cry right now on stream. I'll have I say it every time, and I mean it every time. I'll have the Discord up soon at some point too, and I'll be posting pictures there, and you could probably do the same thing too. And I might even talk back to you on that too. Crazy, I know, right? Who wants to listen to more of me? You do, I hope. You're here. But you hate watch. No, that's the case. Good. Let behave. Like the paint. I'm out of here. Goodbye.